Hey everyone, Duke here, and today we are going to be talking about updates to Xur in Season of the Lost. As I found out late last week, Xur is now a lot more interesting, as he still has his weekly exotics, but now also has an assortment of legendary armor and weapons too. I'm going to be going over what he is selling and my thoughts on each of them, similar to how I've been doing my weekly reset vendor roll videos. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see me add something like this as another weekly series on the channel. This week, Xur is on Nessus in the Watcher's Grave. Starting with the exotics, Xur is selling Hardlight, Graviton Forfeit for Hunters with 20 Resilience, 22 Intellect, and 66 total stats. Really nice high total stats there. Not a lot of mobility or recovery, and the high Resilience roll for Hunters might be a little bit rough, but really high Intellect and really high total, I think this is worth picking up for a lot of players. Peregrine Greaves for Titans, with a splattering of stats, 16 recovery, 16 discipline, and 62 total stats. And finally, Controverse Hold for Warlocks, with 19 mobility, 14 discipline, 10 strength, and 64 total stats. Again, just kind of a splattering of stats, nothing super crazy here, but again, a really high roll, and if you need these exotics, 100% pick them up. Now we have the legendary weapons. We have Dire Promise with triple tap and under pressure. Gnawing Hunger with Subsistence and Demolitionist. This is a great roll. I don't even know if I have that. I'm buying it instantly. Cold Denial with Feeding Frenzy Headseeker, another really solid roll. Distant Tumulus with Lead from Gold and Quick Draw. Wishbringer with Field Prep and Rampage. Seventh Seraph Saw with Zen Moment and Elemental Capacitor. And Trinary System with Quick Draw and Tap the Trigger. Again, an absolutely beautiful roll on that Gnawing Hunger, especially with anti-barrier auto rifles being our only non-exotic anti-barrier option this season. I would highly, highly recommend picking that gun up if you don't already have one you like a lot. Finally, for our Warlock armors, we have Gauntlets with 24 mobility and 63 total stats. Definitely a piece worth checking out here. Next we have a chest piece with 48 total stats and 22 strength, probably not enough here. Class item, no rolls on that obviously. We got a helmet, just kind of a splattering of stats, nothing super exciting, but not terrible. And boots, again a little bit of a splattering of stats and a little lower roll, so I'd say the gauntlets here, pretty solid, the rest, nothing too much to write home about. Now for Titans, we got gauntlets with a 60 total stat roll and 19 strength. Again, kind of a splattering of stats, but if you need a lot of stats, 60 total stats is really, really solid. I could definitely see this piece being pretty good. Chest piece, nothing too great here. Again, 22 strength and 48 total, kind of like the Warlock, but with that low of total, it's really just strength, and 22 is high, but not super duper high, so I can't really recommend this one. Class item again. Helmet, 62 total stats, a lot of stats across the board. We got mobility, resilience, discipline, and strength all in the double digits. Again, if you're looking for a lot of stats rather than maybe just two spiky ones, another solid armor piece here. And we have a leg armor with a much higher and spikier stat here in discipline with 22 again, but actually having some other stats to support it with 10 mobility, 12 resilience, and 58 total. Again, not a bad piece here. And lastly, we have Hunters. We're starting with Gauntlets again with a 62 total stat roll and just a smorgasbord of stats across the board. Very little mobility, which I tend to like a lot of mobility on Hunters, so a little bit sad there. But if you're looking for a whole bunch of other stats, this is definitely your armor piece. We've got a chest piece. Again, seems like we're getting a lot of 22 strength, 48 total stats on all three characters. Kind of strange, but again, same idea as the last few. Again, class item. Helmet here with 17 recovery and 20 intellect with 63 total stats. Two very spiky stats, almost at the double 20 rolls, and every other stat at least has something going for it. So if you really want recovery and intellect, which to me is two of the best stats in the game, but also still want some stats supporting it, this is definitely probably the best piece I've seen so far on any of the characters. And another great one here on the leg armor for Hunters with 16 recovery and 22 intellect and 64 total stats. Again, same idea as the helmet, just a little bit different on the stat distributions, but another great piece. Hunters are looking very, very strong this week with that helmet and boots from Xur here. And that is all for this weekly Xur video. I know a lot of you have mentioned that you enjoy my other weekly vendor videos, so I hope this Xur video helps in a similar way for many of you. Again, let me know in the comments below if this helped you, and I will continue to do these videos each week. And as always, have a wonderful day.